When applying for jobs, a study abroad experience is a great personal resource to tap into. The following are a number of things to consider during this process and how you can incorporate your study abroad experience in a job interview, cover letter, and resume. When assessing candidates, employers are trying to gauge how you will fit into their organization. The 4 aspects they are looking for are: can you do the job? Will you love the job? Are you the right fit for us? How long will you stay? These questions are important. They help employers determine how interviewees interact and get along with others.
The following will be an overview of varying ways your study abroad experience could help you in conveying your professional capabilities to a potential employer. To do this, we'll be going over specific documents, such as a cover letter or resume, and the job interview itself, particularly the various types of questions you could be asked and how to answer them.
Cover letters and resumes are how you can showcase your skills learned through study abroad.
Cover letters indicate your writing skill, such as grammar, diction, and verb reasoning. Also, it's a great opportunity to talk about your experience abroad and how you developed transferable skills.
In your resume, it is important to know in what sections to place your attributes. Your study abroad experience belongs in the education section, along with your general info like your degree, major, and GPA. Any study abroad internship or volunteer responsibilities go under the experience section, which will also have any professional experience you have here in the United States. Also, any skills and abilities, such as foreign language capabilities, time management, or organizational skills, belong in the competencies section. In general, there are 4 types of interview questions. The first is traditional questions, which cannot simply be answered by looking at a resume, such as, tell me about yourself. What are your strengths and weaknesses? What are your goals?
Next are opinion questions,
which have no right or wrong answers, like, what color best describes your personality? Or, if you were a tree, what kind of tree would you be? Then there are verification questions, which are why it's important to know your resume as well as it knows you. Examples of these could be, how was your GPA? Or, how long did you work at a company in the past? The 4th type of question, behavioral-based questions, are a bit more complicated. There are 2 types of traits evaluated with behavioral-based questions. The first is thinking traits, which assess learning, verbalizing, and quantitative reasoning, and behavioral traits, which assess energy level, assertiveness, sociability, attitude, decisiveness, how accommodating you are, and independence. For behavioral assessment, your study abroad experience helps you with a variety of skills. These skills include communication skills, such as dealing with different languages and being creative when communicating interpersonally. A global perspective helps give you a diverse set of experiences and an understanding of differences between cultures. Flexibility and adaptability, which comes from any travel experience in an unfamiliar place. Organizational and time management skills, another staple of traveling abroad, when organization and time management are key to having a safe and efficient travel experience. Problem-solving skills. Your study abroad experience most likely involved times when unexpected issues arise in your travel. How you solve those issues are important indicators of your ability to overcome adverse situations. And finally, independence, or the ability to solve problems on your own and in your own way. Take the time to think of certain situations or experiences where you utilized one or all of these various skills. Having them ready in your mind for your job interview will be helpful when answering behavioral questions. When answering interview questions, particularly ones that assess behavior, it's important to utilize what we call the STAR approach. STAR stands for situation, or describing what you faced. Task, describing what you wanted to achieve. Action, describing what you did. And results, describing the outcome and what you learned from it. Here's an example of how to answer questions with the STAR method. For a question like, tell me about the time you had to adapt to a situation, you would begin by describing the situation. So, for a hypothetical experience at Oxford University, it would be something like,
At Oxford University, courses were taught very differently from the way they are at UT. Rather than listening to lectures 3 times a week and taking notes, we met with individual tutors once a week to discuss our daily assignments.
Then, you would continue with your task.
I've always been a good student at UT, so my goal was to do well in the class.
Once a goal is outlined, describe how you work to achieve that goal.
At first, this way of learning was very intimidating. I had to be prepared every week, completing all of the reading and jotting down discussion notes and questions in advance. I started creating large poster boards to outline the readings, discussion notes, and questions in a daily format.
Finally, describe the results of your actions.
But soon I came to enjoy the more active engagement with the readings that this approach required. I think I got a lot out of my studies, and it has influenced the way that I approach my studies now that I'm back at UT. I find that I prioritize my study time better, and I get more out of my classes than I did before I studied in England.
With the STAR approach, you'll be able to clearly detail each step of your learning experience and indicate the benefits of that experience. Make sure to think of 3 or 4 personal anecdotes to help you prepare for these kind of questions. This review has covered 3 ways to prepare for the job application process. 1. Preparing for behavioral-based job screenings by identifying the skills and competencies gained by studying abroad. 2. Incorporating the skills gained in the cover letter and resume. And 3. Using the STAR approach in job interviews. With these 3 aspects in mind, you're well on your way to having a successful job searching experience. Thanks for watching, and good luck.